Once upon a time, in the small town of Ravenswood, a young man named David found himself thrust into a world of darkness and terror. David had always been fascinated by horror stories and the supernatural, but he never imagined that he would become a part of one himself. It all began on a stormy night when David was walking home from his job at the local bookstore. As he made his way through the deserted streets, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. The hairs on the back of his neck stood on end, and a chill ran down his spine. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was a tall, pale man with piercing red eyes and fangs protruding from his mouth. David's heart raced as he realized he was face to face with the vampire. The creature lunged at him, but David's instincts kicked in, and he managed to dodge the attack. From that moment on, David became obsessed with learning everything he could about vampires. He spent countless hours researching their weaknesses and studying ancient texts on vampire slaying. Armed with knowledge and determination, he set out to rid Ravenswood of the bloodthirsty creatures that plagued its streets. David's first encounter with a vampire was a terrifying one. He tracked the creature to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. The air was heavy with the stench of decay as he cautiously made his way inside. The vampire, sensing his presence, attacked without warning. David fought back with all his might, using a combination of wooden stakes, holy water, and silver bullets. After a fierce battle, he managed to drive a stake through the vampire's heart, reducing it to dust. Word of David's bravery spread throughout the town, and soon people began seeking his help. He became known as the Vampire Slayer, a hero who protected Ravenswood from the forces of evil. But with each victory, David's own darkness grew. The constant battles took a toll on his mind and body, and he found himself questioning his own humanity. One fateful night, David received a distress call from a young woman named Emily. Her brother had been kidnapped by a powerful vampire who sought revenge against David for his previous slayings. Determined to save Emily's brother and put an end to the vampire's reign of terror, David embarked on his most dangerous mission yet. The vampire's lair was hidden deep within the forest, surrounded by an aura of malevolence. David cautiously made his way through the labyrinthine corridors, his heart pounding in his chest. As he reached the final chamber, he found Emily's brother chained to the wall, weak and pale. Just as David was about to free him, the vampire appeared, his eyes filled with rage. A fierce battle ensued, with David using every ounce of strength and skill he possessed. The vampire fought back with a ferocity that surpassed anything David had ever encountered before. In a final desperate move, David plunged a silver dagger into the vampire's heart, ending his reign of terror once and for all. As the vampire disintegrated into ashes, David freed Emily's brother and led him to safety. But the victory came at a great cost. David realized that he had become consumed by darkness, losing a part of himself in the process. He decided to retire from vampire slaying, vowing to find a way to reclaim his humanity. And so, David the Vampire Slayer disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind a legacy of bravery and sacrifice. The town of Ravenswood would forever remember him as the hero who fought against the forces of evil, even as he battled his own inner demons.